Big red, big Boros here. We had played a mono red deck somewhat recently on stream that was this core of top end here. And in that build, we had played a snow sub-theme for Frostbolt because we were mono red. Here, we've got some Lightning Helixes on our White Splash in the main, and then we have a plethora of good white sideboard cards. We got Rest in Peace, Deafening Silence, Fateful Absence, Rip Apart for a flexible answer. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this. Things we're going to want to be thinking about while we play these games is, did the White Splash make our mana awkward to the point of hurting us at any point? And did we see real upside from the splash that we're implementing here? So let's battle some historic. I mean, for reference, when I ask for card suggestions, I'm looking for genuine card suggestions. I don't expect to know everything, but like, if you follow the card rec command, why should we add the cards you're recommending? What problem do we have that it solves? What should it replace? If you can answer those 3 questions, it will, generally speaking, stop you from making lazy and bad suggestions. Because answering those 3 questions makes you pause and put a little bit of effort into your suggestion. And there will be a number of cards that you answer those 3 questions and you make a great suggestion. But there's also going to be a number of them where, like, you answer those 3, start answering those 3 questions, you're like, oh, this actually isn't very good, we should do something else. Which is also fine. Goodbye, friends. Hey, look, chat. It's the untapped land I wanted for Christmas. Torch of Defiance on an empty board is so good.
I know I'm on track. It's playtime.
You should add Card Dame because Card Dame is my pet card. I like losing. God bless. As long as you're honest with yourself. You know, if you know whatever card you're asking for is your pet card and you're only asking me to add it because it's your pet card, you're like far away and above. Have more self-awareness than most people.
You're going down.
This makes 4/4s, right? Be a harder matchup game 1. Post board will get Abrades and Rip Aparts to be able to interact with more of their cards. I think we make mana. Play Chandra.
Don't think a fancy dress means I didn't come to the fight.
Ditch these. Attack here. They're getting kind of low. Could have a metallic rebuke here. This archetype plays 4 of them usually.
We should all follow our hearts.
Okay. I mean, killing Ornithopter doesn't really accomplish anything, right? It's like they've got a thing equipped to it.
Ever see a volcano erupt in person? You're about to. Hope it's not too hot for you. This'll be easy.
Can we just try and pressure their life total here? They have an emblem. They're down to 8. They have a Helix in hand, which puts them at a virtual 5. I'm at a virtual 21. Even with their lots of damage, we potentially race here for a little bit. Sure, but if they're killing Chandras, that means they're open for attacks in the backswing, and at least one Chandra's going to survive to put more damage on them next turn, right? And I'm at 21 still. Yeah, like this Planeswalker's like put an emblem on them, gain 8.
I can always do better.
Figure
next
it out
time.
on your own.
Oh, would Blackstaff on the Thopter have been lethal? Oh yeah, they could have treasure vaulted too for lethal. Good beats. Good beats.
This is a fun idea.
Oh, I should have played this. You're sideboarding an Elder Spell in your Jund deck. That seems atrocious. Alright, Shadow Spirit gets us. If you're worried about Planeswalkers in Historic, you're much better off, especially in a Jund deck, playing things like Assassin's Trophy or Maelstrom Pulse. Well, it's gonna feel good when you run into like exactly the deck that like is currently on your screen. It's just like just pretty peak Twitch chat. Jeff currently playing off meta Planeswalker deck, bring up Elder Spell. On average, a lot of decks just have like a one-off Planeswalker here or there. And the flexibility of something like Maelstrom Pulse to be able to answer creatures or other problem permanents has a lot of value. Rustic Kill's a little bit awkward against aggro. I think this is enough top end. This is like technically a piece of top end too. Born and Lost in. Thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back. Ugin is not useful with the amount of colorless creatures that they had. I mean, Ugin wipes out a significant portion of their board. Can also plus to kill colorless creatures if they're small. So I disagree with you that Ugin is not good. Especially when we're bringing in Abrades and Rip-Aparts. Like, the cards that make Ugin not good are their Nettlecysts. And even wiping away the Germ on this can have value. And if we destroy the Nettlecysts with other cards, Ugin very easily takes over the game. Also, like, what card that's currently in my sideboard would you rather have than Ugin? Can you explain that to me? You're suggesting a card is bad. What card do you think is better than it? And why is that card better? Yeah, Ugin's like a 3-for-1 that will occasionally read you in the game. It's very reasonable. Well, I mean, chat, our deck's only playing 26 lands in it. Okay, we tried. I wasn't saying it was bad, I was just saying it was awkward. Actually, Jeff. It's not bad, it's just awkward. Tomato, tomato, stop it. Not bad, just awkward is the title of my autobiography. Maybe I should hold that Helix and light up the night there. This is where the magic happens, chat. I don't think I want Rest in Peace against Just Luris. I'm gonna rage add some lands, yeah. Mana Rock's looking better and better every hand. Take a 10-minute timeout. I'm so chat, this is your Jeff is annoyed and timing out more aggressively than the normal warning. Yes, exactly what Steve just said there. You know what's also not good? Spending 2 mana to hit your land drop. Mana Rock didn't look good there. Taking a mulligan maybe looked good there. Running closer to statistically average maybe looked good there. But being results-based and annoying in chat did not look good there. Removal spell. We boarded in so many of them. We have lands this game at least. For the year and a half, right, you mean? It is worth noting that we did get punished this game for this being Fateful Absence and not Deck Stone. I think it's supposed to be Fateful Absence because this deck wants a card to kill Teferi Time Raveler or Teferi Hero of Dominaria in the blue-white matchup. But it does feel bad to hedge a matchup like that and then get punished in a different one here. That's just how playing interactive decks works, right? You know, sometimes you hedge one thing and you land on another. You lose because of it. So I'm not about to go change my card because we played against Selfless Savior and it felt bad. Because I chose Fateful Absence for a reason. Don't just make knee-jerk changes to your sideboard every time you run into a matchup, because you're just going to be constantly chasing that thing. You know, we put in Deck and Stone, then we queue into blue-white control, and then you change back to Faithful Absence. Yeah, the opponent had double dog. I boarded in over almost double-digit extra removal spells. We didn't draw a third removal spell, and we lost, you know? That's just them's the beats. Sometimes that's how it goes. Or lands, chat. It's like cheating. Our lands are actually pretty good here, right? We get to go tapped land into 3 untapped lands. Really nice curve here. Hey, look, chat. It's the Jeskai deck. So Twitch chat would be worse off in this matchup because they would have cut Faithful Absence for Deck and Stone. But I, being someone who's capable of controlling my lizard brain for making shitty decisions occasionally, I kept the card that I wanted to play there so we could have a better shot in this matchup. We do have a really solid curve here too, yeah. I assume Chandra's gonna eat a counterspell. Actually, I might just play a second Bone Daddy here, so that way they're encouraged to Wrath of God, which gives me a window to resolve this. Holy crap, chat. Deal. Yeah, gain 4 resolves. Stick my Planeswalker. Say hello to my little friend. That's true. If you weren't going to play against Jeskai Control anyways, you could play Deck and Stone. That being said, I think not playing the Jeskai matchup out with this deck is a huge mistake, because I think that's part of the reason to play this deck as a decent Jeskai matchup. No, my plan is to do my plan is to do 1 standard and 1 historic deck each day. Do a little bit of everything. Right, varieties to spice of life, chip. If you're looking for the command on the Unite Open, it's !Unite Open. Which is going to be on December 4th in a little over 2 weeks. It's free to enter. You don't even have to be subbed to the channel. It has $500 in cash prizes put up by our sponsor, Meta5. All right, so Faithful Absence is decent here. Fry is great. Chandra good. Rip Apart maybe fine. Ugin definitely good. Sweltering Suns out. Lightning Helix probably out. Maybe I don't need the 3rd Ugin. There is a command for everything. Go like this. Super D-duper friends. All right, chat, let's draw some lands. If our first 4 draw steps are lands, we'll be a pretty happy little Magic player. Okay. Isn't that the sign of a mulligan if my top deck... I don't understand your question. Are you saying I should have mulliganed this hand because I needed to draw lands? Because if so, no. Your hands are always going to need to draw something. Some hands need to draw lands, some hands need to draw spells. This hand's actually really good if you curve out a couple of lands, and we're on the draw, and our deck plays a lot of lands. We got bombs for days, chat. Bomb diggities. I think I'm actually going to decline this because I have another Chandra in hand that I want to hit my land drops. Opponent notably missing white mana currently. Yeah, getting an Aether Gust out of the way when we're sitting on Awakened Inferno feels real good. Oh gosh, chat. Are they a Taking Turns deck? They might be a Taking Turns deck. We could also just be getting Hull Breachered, which our tokens are not great against.
A dragon would rather die than lose.
The die than lose. Stock Jeskai is not doing anything like Hull Breacher, but Unexpected Windfall gives the implication that our opponent is not playing Stock Jeskai, which implies that they could have other new cards in their deck like Hull Breacher. So using other parts of the deck that they're playing as context clues to maybe infer other things we should potentially be playing around or considering. We're just supposed to kill the Smoldering Egg here.
Let's start at a sizzle and see if you make it to the Inferno.
They can flip this next turn.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll just go to MTG Arena PvP tools after the match and look up what their deck list is. There's like 4 people in the audience that'll get that joke, but that joke's for you.
Good luck while I'm gone.
Referential humor with a narrow target audience is my favorite type of humor. We have in-jokes, we're so smart.
dreams.
Did they have white mana game 1? I thought I remember seeing white mana game 1, but upon further investigation, I think they might just be playing blue-red taking turns. Oh, they had a Triome. Oh, and there's not a blue-red Triome. You're right, they're probably not Jeskai. They're probably just blue-red at this point. The Triome is what made me think Jeskai. Upon further investigation, chat, they weren't playing Jeskai, they were playing something far more toxic instead. Man, life comes at you fast sometimes, chat. More toxic than Jeskai control. Whew, Lord.
Might demands power.
They could have a counterspell here, but if they have nothing, they die when I stomp, so we're gonna try and kill them. Oh, I should have done this in response to the Ashmouth flipping. Okay, and then this forces a trade here if they don't have anything else. That's pretty unfortunate. Oh, they're trading. That seems good for us. Deal. They get to flip this Azcanta. Very good for us. The Shark's gonna be a 6/6, so we can stomp it to finish it and then play Bonecrusher Giant. Oh, God. Archmage's Charm is so offensive, chat. It is the best spell in this format, and it is not particularly close. It's fine, chat. We just needed the miss with 2 Azcanta activations. Alright, that's like kind of a miss. Kinda. Maybe. It rubs the ravens on the skin or else it gets the epiphany again. Oh, chat. We're 1 mana short, chat. Oh, no. Oh, no. I would encourage you to look at my mana base before recommending I play a double white card. And then, are we actually just dead or only mostly dead? So they hit us to 16. We're going to 6 on board, but they get an Azcanta activation here in the middle. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. I'm only dead on the inside, chat. Strike it rich. Sure. Got me. So if they gust the giant, Ugin can kill them. That's not how Magic the Gathering works. Untapped land. Untapped land. Untapped land. I mean, No! Can't be countered, chat. Cannot, in fact, be countered. Cannot be countered. Too bad it's a little windy in here. Interesting how Gust is worded. Is that unique? It is not. It was worded explicitly like that because it was in the same standard format with Chandra. They wanted it to be able to yo-ho below Chandra down. So the follow pick lord, good morning. Oh yeah, Ceratops was in that set too, wasn't it? Good show.
Who needs a plan? Just improvise.
Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast red spells from among them this turn. You get an emblem that says when you cast a red spell, deal X damage to any target where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that card. Okay, that deals with an egg, which is nice.
Come on, Chandra. Think of something good. Fun idea.
This is where the magic happens. Right here on your television, chat. Magic the Gathering. They're gonna play an untapped land. They're gonna flip this to a Aldrin's Epiphany. I probably should have waited on the Fateful Absence until their turn. Yeah, this is a mistake on my part. The fact that we know Aldrin's is their face down card means that I should have held the Fateful Absence. It was too greedy for me to play it at sorcery speed and let them counterspell it and then flip the Ashmouth. It's like if I don't play the Absence there, they can't flip the Ashmouth with the extra turn that turn. There's a good chance that like they have enough extra spells that it doesn't matter, but I definitely didn't give myself the best chance to win this game. Okay.
Glad I could help with your not being on fire problem.
Bye. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. If I had sequenced better here, we'd likely win this game. We might still win this game, maybe. Not a guarantee, but we're still in it. We'd have a pretty commanding lead if I'd have been able to Fateful Absence their thing instead of getting our other thing killed by it. Could have given them an emblem. Well, with the Ashmouth Dragon, I think they need fewer than 4 turns to kill me, Phaser. So I elected to kill the dragon because I thought I would lose the game if I did not. What's going on, Greeter? Thanks for the 21 months. I think at this point we're probably gone. They're going to start activating their Azcanto. It's just Barry's listening card advantage. I have such a high chance of assembling more turns as a combo at this point. Yeah, it's a Shark Typhoon. No, of course not. Not a bot. This is Magic Arena. We don't have quality of life features here. We could probably play Field of Ruin, but I also don't know that that sounds very good. Like, I feel like this is something that players do a lot, is adjusting this deck after this game, I think is pretty wrong because, like, I fucked this game up, chat. Like, if I just play my removal spell at the appropriate time, we win this game very solidly. So making a bunch of changes to my deck to try and make up for the fact that I made a mistake, the correct answer is next time don't make the mistake, not make changes to your deck. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. So, if I just have proper sequencing that game on that turn I had the Fateful Absence, the whole game is just drastically different. It's very easy to narrow focus on things that happened after the fact. No, those cards aren't comparable, Phalanx. Field of Ruin is an actual land, and Mindstone's a card you have to spend 2 mana for. One's a PC utility that hits random opposing utility, and the other one's an accelerant. Yeah, those cards aren't, like, the only, like, I get... I'm done. I'm putting chat in emote only mode for a match. I need a match off of you all. I love you, but I'm sorry, I need a break. Chat's been in rare form this morning. I think we just hold up Helix here, and then likely want a Sweltering Suns after the fact. Hoping to not see a Sea and Sky here. That's super unfortunate. This is a bad die roll to lose. Might still have a shot, but Sea and Sky drawing them extra cards here is going to bury us relatively quickly. It's indestructible when they have other merfolk in play. Yeah, on the play, they could never win. We would have Sweltering Suns 2 for 1, and then Torture Defiance killed this, but on the draw, the inverse is true here. We just don't have a shot against their curve. Now, post-board, we get some better, cheaper ways to deal with their Sea and Sky, which is really nice. I don't know if Ugin's good enough here. They likely have more counterspells post-board. Try this, just a bunch of extra Doomblades in. This is kind of hand sucks keep territory, maybe. All right, mods. I'm gonna frag. This is your warning. I'm gonna frag mods that post not emotes. I'll put chat back in normal mode after the match. Follow Mitchell. Alright, we're just buying time till we get to the big guns at the top here. Could get Aether Gusted or something like that here. Okay. We're dead to Double Lord, right?
Let's make this quick. I've got other things to burn. Check out these fireworks.
Some fried fish indeed. I'm leaving this back because of the threat of Collecting Company. Could still die. But our best chance to not die is leaving it back. The Hall of the Storm Giants is like lurking, threatening to kill me next turn.
Let's get tasty.
Decisive Denial's a good one. He is ready to die to their creature land. Two draws are on tap land. They could already have one in hand too. Yeah, good game opponent. Hey, shit, you may have normal mode again. Praise fish for ending our emotive prison. Hail me the fish. Fish have liberated the chat from their confinements. Yeah, the 4-color goblins deck is gas. If you missed the 4-color goblins deck, I posted a highlight of the best matches in the Daily Deck Digest this morning. It's 110% worth watching. It's real sweet. Let the Chandras hit the board. Let the Chandras hit the board. Let the Chandras hit the board. So I probably just want to play another Chandra next turn anyways, and keeping their life total low has value against a lot of the angels in their deck, so I'm going to go ahead and attack them here.
Guess you don't need me anymore.
Yes, you don't need me anymore. It's a 6 to activate. I'm gonna kill the bishop. Because even if I kill this and leave this back, this Chandra will still die to the 1/1 that gets generated after. That Collected Company wasn't very scurry, chat.
Hey, over here. Ugh, don't you hate that burnt hair smell? lucky day.
Power without wisdom. The path of the fool.
The path of the fool.
All creation can be undone.
That's mousing over the Ugin a couple of times before conceding.
This'll be easy.
When Ugin was in Standard, we referred to him as the janitor, because he always took out the trash.
Not ignore my draconic talent.
My draconic talents. Obviously, the arena ladder is like pretty diverse. There's a lot of different decks that you play against, but I actually think Ugin in general is like pretty well positioned in this format, in large part due to the popularity of the food decks. It cleans up against those very nicely. Thanks for the follow, Browski. And a couple of deal threes. Definitely want Fry and Absence. Describing Ugin as powerful but dry is accurate. It has very predictable play patterns, for sure. This part where you just like company to two angels and I die. Our draw was not great here, but we were at 6 cards, so you know, what you gonna do about it? Four mana, 5 cards in hand, and no plays. Opponent's so unlucky, chat, just completely flooded and nothing to do over there.
Do this. Time to die. Out of here. this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, Life Gain Angels feels powerful, but it's one of those decks where there's a very clear reason why it doesn't really put up results in tournaments. All right, chat. I'm hoping they don't send everything at Chandra here, because if they don't send everything at Chandra, she casts Ugin next turn. One could really make the argument that I am a master at beating chat. So this is why. Wait, am I dead still? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. One is not none. One is not none. One is not none. Hey, time to take out the trash.
Today's my lucky day.
Today's my lucky day. Bye, friends. It's been hard to it's hard to consistently get 5 stacks during the day, Suna Yummy. So I think the main focus for Unite content for me is going to be YouTube focus moving forward. That gives me flexibility to record at any point around other people's schedules, since I need other people to make content with most of the time. Walk softly, but carry a big broom. Exactly.
My flames burn.
Yup,
Beyond.
you're going down.
Another piece of graveyard hate, maybe? Honestly, it's probably not even that important. It's just like there is incidental graveyard hate for the most part.
Consider this a warning.
Well, that was a disaster. What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
I'm killing these with my spell, so that way Ugin can get to 10 to ultimate. Yeah, like, I know the life totals were 1 to 45, but we were in garbage time here.
I'm the best fire starter there is.
Not ignore my draconic
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
And I could play the other Bonecrusher out, but I want to just pass here, just in case they have, just in case they have a thing. Oh, chat, we were gonna get to light up the night for 11 next turn. Oh, man. Oh, man. I was ready to light things up. Ugin's a rude dude. Is a rude dude, Chip. Opponent will never not attack Chandra again. Yeah, mood. They learned a valuable lesson that day. Always kill the ramp spell. I'm gonna bottom the Sarkhan on the off chance they're a creature deck. I want 2 sweepers. And on the off chance they're not a creature deck, we can cycle them. Since they're Sweltering Suns. What's going on, Mike? Hallowed Fountain, Overgrown Tomb, Thought Erasure. 5-color Niv? No Wellspring, notably, here. That's actually really good against us. Our deck's not particularly fast, and there's going to be a lot of cards in the graveyard. There's a good chance this just kills us in 10 turns. No joke. Especially with getting an Ugin discard spell. That's our one way to have counterplay. Just don't put any more cards in the graveyard. That's the big brain play. Just stop doing stuff, Jeff. It's going out, Incinerator. I don't think this match is winnable for us. Our interaction lines up really poorly into them, and their card advantage goes over the top of ours, so I'm just gonna find a different match. Oh, I have seen Niv decks playing Leer. Yeah, that's true. That breaks their Wellspring companion. So the Follow Substance Deep. Faithless Looter. Wonder how this hand lines up against Phoenix, chat. Do we think there's Faithless Lootings in their deck, chat? Or are they a dirty, rotten liar? Goblins. Goblins. Just murder Krenko.
Burn! I don't need this.
Alright, I think we Chandra again, and then we plus her for mana, use that mana to stomp and kill a Goblin War Chief. It's so wild to me that there's a big Magic event going on this weekend and there's no coverage for it. I really think it speaks volumes to, you know, people often criticized Wizards of the Coast for not putting more effort into their coverage stuff, but like the fact that like both, yeah, Channel Fireball has a 1,400 player tournament going on in Las Vegas this weekend. It really speaks volumes that both Star City and Channel Fireball have now held large Magic tournaments, and neither of those organizers felt it was worthwhile to have coverage at those events. H-Roll, thanks for the 5 months. I think that's a tough pill for a lot of people that like competitive Magic to swallow. Yeah, like the SCGMB didn't have coverage either. Like it's not cheap to stand up coverage at a tournament like that. Like it's into the four figures, sometimes even 5. Magic's an e-sport, not a physical one. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is good.
Ooh, dragon. I mean, Cedric and Patrick Sullivan still exist. They just get paid to do commentary when events have commentary, right? And like SCG and Channel Fireball both decided they didn't want coverage. So this statement here is misunderstanding what I am saying. Collectibles have made lots of money in the past 2 years. Are you saying they couldn't afford to do coverage? No, I'm saying someone with a clipboard did a calculation and concluded that the amount of money it would cost them to have coverage for their tournament was not proportional or more or less than the amount of money they would have made extra having coverage of that tournament. So yeah, like Magic has had killer profits and sales throughout the course of the pandemic, but like this is all a business for these places. The reason why there's no coverage for Channel Fireball and Star City Games events is because the people running those tournaments concluded, likely correctly, that running those tournaments and having coverage at them doesn't make them more money. One of the big things to understand is the primary thing that coverage does for tournament series is promoting future events. And with all of the uncertainty we have in the world right now with COVID and everything else between, you know, just gestures vaguely around him, none of these tournament organizers have additional tournaments to be advertising, right? Like this Channel Fireball thing and the Star City Invitational, those are both effectively one-off tournaments. And when you don't have, it is kind of a lot against goblins. That's fair. Maybe the third one's too many. I think that's a good shout. And like when they don't have future tournaments to advertise, like why should they spend 5-10 grand standing up coverage for the weekend? Yeah, Magic's just not a great. And actually, honestly, this isn't even a Magic problem. It's just a card game thing. Like Magic the Gathering, Legends of Runeterra, Hearthstone, any card game X. It's impossible to watch coverage of these events without having an understanding of the card game. You need to know the basic. The broadcasters can't teach you the rules while they cast, and that's always a huge limiting factor, right? Whereas like you have people sit down to play League of Legends or Pokemon Unite or Counter-Strike Source, any of these first-person shooters or MOBAs, it takes 30 seconds to explain to a spectator what's going on, and they're able to parse what's happening on their screen after that fairly easily. Especially with the help of commentators. And card games just don't have that. Nah, that's nonsensical, Rhino. And that's why something I've always talked about, something I've talked about that I think Magic actually did really well for a long time, and then it kind of lost its way with the MPL and stuff, is the reason why Magic was so successful for so long with its Pro Tour structure is that the Magic Pro Tour always had this idea of you could be here playing with these people. They weren't trying to sell Magic as a spectator event. They were trying to sell Magic as a, you should come play Magic, right? And that's different than, this is sweet. So you get to play her, plus for mana, play Sweltering Suns. Whereas like things like League of Legends and first-person shooters like Counter-Strike and Valorant, those games can say, hey, these players are really skilled. You can understand what's going on here. You should want to watch these people play because they're good at the game. There's also, I think, something that makes card games worse spectator sports than on average is the fact that there's so much variance in a card game like Magic, right? It's hard to appreciate someone being good at a card game for a lot of people when, like, you could play them in the game and beat them 30 or 40% of the time, right? Whereas, like, you know, if Joe Random off of Twitch played LSV or a Hall of Famer, they could win 20 or 30% of their games. Whereas if a random group of people from Twitch chat played against a professional League of Legends team, they're going to win 0 of their games. You play against a professional team in any of the other, you know, not variance-based games, you're not going to win. You're not going to get on the scoreboard if you're not good. I think that disconnect hurts them a bit too. It's hard to appreciate card games from a spectator perspective because of the variance in them.
Feel my pain. Wow, annoying.
Okay, so one of my Chandras lives here, and then Sweltering Suns cleans up the rest of it. They're leaving me card advantage, Chandra. Thank you, opponent.
Sorry when I come back.
I appreciate you.
This'll be easy.
And then this is the other part I've talked about too. I think Wizards with their MPL style stuff failed to understand a core part of the demographic of the Magic audience, which is most people who watch Magic content and watch Magic tournaments, they don't give a shit about which players are playing in that Magic tournament. You know what they care about? They care about seeing interesting deck lists that they could take and maybe play themselves at home on Magic Arena or at their local game store. Thanks for the 2 months, Disco Pony. Really appreciate it. Welcome back. I'm 32, I've been playing Magic since middle school. I can easily say that it wasn't until recently I felt like I actually understood the core game and logic behind deck building. Yeah. Well, honestly, that too, Jimma Bean, that's actually, I would argue, a good thing about Magic. The fact that you can enjoy it in so many ways at so many different depths is actually a big strength of the game. We're just gonna step on this and then play Bonecrusher and attack for 4 and just close this game out. Spectator mode, so the fact that they have spectator mode actually doesn't matter, chat. It's actually irrelevant. Anybody that thinks having a spectator mode built into Magic Arena would have meaningfully changed the trajectory of Magic esports is a fucking idiot. You don't understand, like, you just, like, ignored all of the things I just talked about. Like, when push comes to shove for coverage, the only difference for the people at home versus spectator versus screen shares is that occasionally screen shares are pixelated and the quality looks slightly worse. But from a translating the game or anything like that, everything else is still the same. Yeah, spectator would be a nice to have as someone that runs tournaments. It wouldn't make coverage more accessible or easier. Yes, actually, I agree with Hyde. And an investment in resources that would have been worthwhile would be having an in-client first-party thing like Untapped, where people at home could have moused over cards on screen at their own pace for official coverage. That would have made the game infinitely more accessible than spectator mode would have. It's a great draw. Gives us something to do on the second turn here if they have a proactive play. Well, foot, meat, mouth. Rude. They have a pretty slow start. Actually, we're actually in a pretty decent spot here, so we get to do this as a potential blocker. Then we have Glorybringer next turn. Yeah, Mythgard had a spectator mode. Chat, Legends of Runeterra has an in-client spectator mode, and I'm pretty sure their last seasonal tournament averaged fewer viewers than my Hoaglandia Open did recently. Like, there are plenty of games doing stuff like that. It's not a get out of jail free card, suddenly everything works. Humans with Sigarda, you say? Talk about 4 big Chandra in the 75? Yeah, fuck Jeskai control. I'm gonna jump block here because I plan to Sweltering Suns next turn. I like that answer more than I want to admit. You're in good company. They have Collected Company here. I'm in a little bit of trouble. They do not. My dragons are working out. The best play I ever watched in Runeterra was a bluff not on board that involved a card that was literally in neither player's hand. It was a sick play, but it was impossible to appreciate if you haven't ground 100 plus games. Yeah, that's true too. Hey, nice incinerators. Welcome to the 24/7 part of Oglandia. My number one suggestion for people that are new to the subs Discord server is just take like a couple of minutes and look over all the channels that it has and mute and hide the ones that you aren't interested in. We have a pretty big community and it's pretty easy to be overwhelmed if you try and look at everything. But the server is pretty manageable and a lot of fun if you just focus down on the channels that are of interest to you. All right, this is an all Doomblades on deck matchup. I think Ugin's too slow. This is too slow. This Chandra comes out against all the creature matchups. Rest of this looks fine. Just removal spells, sweepers, and finishers. Mute never. Every time you see a white dot, you catch that comment. I watch a lot of the channels. Yeah, about half of them. I dip into the other half with some consistency just to make sure people are behaving. Honestly, I think the most impressive thing about our Discord server is that we're a pseudo-public server on the internet that has a politics channel in it. And I still have, after several years, single digits number of people that I've had to ban because of the politics channel. Oglandia is pretty great. Thanks for the 29 months, Eldune. Welcome back. This hand's really good until they Thalia me. Yes, Logan. I guarantee that's why. The stuff we talk about on stream filters a lot of it out. Thank goodness it's Friday indeed, Trog. BT Dubs, as far as me personally and schedule is concerned, I am planning to be off from doing live content this weekend. I'm taking Saturday and Sunday off since we did the open last weekend. Remember, the daily deck digest posts stuff 7 days a week, and then the Pokemon Unite YouTube channel also posts stuff 7 days a week. If you're looking for more Hoglandia in your off time. All right, deck, can we hit a third land? We kept 2 lands on the draw in our 26 land deck. Hit me, dealer. My body is ready to draw another Den of the Bugbear. Game 3 on the play, chat. Game 3 on the play. Thalia is good against blue controlled hex, not screwing people stuck on 2 lands. Magic players. I think we're just gonna step on this. Chat, I need to share with something with you all that's gonna let you be proud of me. I bought a cheesecake from a neighborhood child that was doing a fundraiser, and I've now had this cheesecake for 2 entire days, and I've not eaten the entire thing yet. I am exerting incredible amounts of self-control.
This was a waste of my time.
I'm an inspiration to everyone. I am. There is about 45% of the cheesecake remaining for people that wish to judge me. Misery loves company, so I'm planning on heavily judging. God bless. Just gonna kill these now. Christie's not big on cheesecake, and I've only been eating it when the boys aren't around. Hey, Topher, I'm judging because there is 45% of the cheesecake left, and that's far too much. God bless. I think the package said it's about 3,000 calories worth of cheesecake, so I feel like I should spread it out.
When people start, yup, you're going down. When I say it's over.
No, this game is over, fam. We're in garbage time. Do 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 do.
Get out of my way. I'll burn it up. Everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
Bigger explosions are more fun. You love to hear it. Big Celestine. I mean, they were little Celestine, right? Alright, and the games where we ran closer to average, this felt pretty okay. I don't know that the white cards felt particularly exciting in here. And honestly, I think the thing I missed the most from being mono red is the mono red variation of this was playing Faceless Haven, which is just like one of the best creature lands ever printed. It's up there. And losing Faceless Haven felt a little bit awkward. Also, while the life gain on this card is nice, Frostbite costing 1 mana has efficiency that's really valuable in a lot of places. Yeah, especially with Thalia in the format. being able to trade 2 mana for 2 mana there is good. Yeah, and that too, like, we're gaining life off this splash in the main deck. We're also, like, taking a little bit extra life from our lands being awkward on occasion. So, I think after trying this, I would rather try the mono red build. And I prefer the mono red build. And if you didn't see the mono red build, it was the Daily Deck Digest highlight 2 or 3 days ago. I forget, it definitely made it up there. Yeah, Decidueye was sweet. It seems really powerful, but not busted. We did not play any rip matchups, is fair. What is it? The Fateful Absences were fine. We played the Chandra card that deals 5 in this slot in the mono red build, and that was also fine. I don't think you need a card like Karn. Like, we already have 8 cards that generate card advantage on their uptick. Like, more card advantage isn't really what this deck needs. Like our glut of finisher / card advantage here are good. Yeah, Decidueye released on Pokemon Unite last night. There's a highlight video on the Unite YouTube channel this morning with it. You ever play a matchup you're on an actual factual Wrath of God? We did, but the mana would need to be skewed even more white for that. I think you usually want 15 or 16 white sources to cast Wrath of God. I'm only at 14 here. So you have to give up even more basics for more duels, or give up some Shatterskulls or Bugbears or something. All right, at any rate,